When I was younger, I used to believe that the more complicated something was, the smarter it made me look. I thought that if I could make things sound complex, people would respect me more. Then maybe they'd think, wow, he must really know what he's talking about. But I learned the hard way. That was not smart at all. Because here's the truth. Complexity is the enemy of action. If something is too hard to understand, people avoid it. If something seems too complex, we procrastinate. If something feels too big, we don't even start. And that's not just true for other people. That was true for me. Maybe it's true for you too. So today, I want to give you a gift. The same gift I gave myself years ago. The gift of simplicity. Because if you truly want to master anything, your health, your finances, your relationships, your purpose, you don't need 20 complicated steps. You just need three. Three powerful, simple, and practical steps. If you apply them, really apply them, you can achieve mastery in anything. Ready? Let's go. Step 1. Model someone who's already succeeding. Let me ask you something. Why reinvent the wheel when someone else has already figured it out? Whatever goal you're chasing, better health, more money, deeper relationships, more confidence, peace of mind, clarity in your spiritual life. Someone has already done it. Someone has been where you are, and they've made it to the other side. So why not learn from them? Why not study their patterns? Why not take their 20 years of experience and make it your shortcut? This is called modeling, and it's one of the fastest, smartest paths to mastery. Because listen, success leaves clues. You don't have to guess your way forward. You don't have to keep falling and hoping you land on the right answer. Instead, look around and ask yourself, who's already living the life I want? Then do what they do. Think how they think. Move how they move. And most importantly, learn what they've learned. Let me give you an example. Ever played a video game with a little kid? Be honest, who wins? The kid, right? But why? You're older. You're smarter. You should win. But you don't. They do. Because they played that game 100 times already. They know where all the traps are. They know where the treasure is. They know when to jump, when to run, when to duck, when to attack. They know the map. That's the power of modeling. They've seen what's coming before it happens. That's called anticipation. And you know what? Leaders anticipate. Everyone else reacts. When you model someone who's already succeeding, you learn how to anticipate. You avoid costly mistakes. You fast-track your growth. You take years off your learning curve. Now, here's a question. Should you still learn from your own experiences? Of course, but there are two ways to learn. 1. You can learn from your own experience, which takes time, or you can learn from someone else's experience, which saves you time. So, if you want to grow faster, model someone who's already great at what you want to do. That's the first step to mastery. Step 2. Learn through total immersion. Let me ask you something else. How do you learn to swim? By dipping your toe in the water? By reading a book about swimming? No, you jump in. You get wet. You kick and splash and sink and float. You immerse yourself. The same is true for learning anything in life. If you want to master a subject, a skill, a way of life, you can't just dabble. You can't just study it once a week for 30 minutes and hope it sticks. You got to dive in. When I teach, I don't teach in short little bursts. I don't give you a 1-hour session and then leave you alone. I take you deep. We go 10, 20, 30, 50 hours together in a few short days. That's total immersion. Why? Because immersion changes you. It doesn't just inform you. It transforms you. When you're totally focused, you start to connect the dots. You begin to see the patterns. You don't just learn facts. You feel them. You live them. They become a part of you. That's how mastery happens. Now, be careful here. Not all immersion is created equal. If you immerse yourself in the wrong crowd, in the wrong influence with the wrong teachers, you'll become like them. You see, we become who we surround ourselves with. If you hang around average too long, you get pulled down to average. If you want to become excellent, surround yourself with excellence. Immerse yourself in great content, great mentors, great communities. That's how you upgrade who you are. So don't just learn, immerse. That's step 2 to mastery. Step 3, use spaced repetition. Now, this next step, this is where most people fall off. Let's say you've modeled someone. Let's say you've immersed yourself. You gone all in, learn a ton. You feel fired up. But then a week goes by, a month goes by, 6 months later, what do you remember? Not much. That's why the final step is spaced repetition. You've got to review what you learned again and again over time. You've got to practice what you've learned over and over. This is how the knowledge moves from your head to your habits. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't get fit from one amazing workout. You get fit by showing up consistently. Learning is the same. It's not just what you know, it's what you retain. It's not just what you understand, it's what you apply. Because understanding is not the same as doing. You might understand how to ride a bike, but if you never get on, you'll never ride. You might understand how to communicate better, eat healthier, manage money, but until you practice, you'll never master it. So how do you use spaced repetition? You revisit the material. You take notes and read them later. You teach it to others. You apply it in real life. And you keep coming back again and again until it's part of who you are. That's how you go from learning to living, from knowledge to mastery. Let's wrap this up. You want to master something? Anything? These are your 3 steps. 1. Model someone outstanding. Learn from the best. Immerse yourself. Go all in, deeply and fully. Use spaced repetition. Practice again and again until it sticks. That's how you turn knowing into doing. That's how you turn doing into being. And that, my friend, is how you master anything.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.